AmaZulu King Misizulu KwaZulu is hosting the annual Umkhosi Wamaganu Festival today. The festival attracts thousands of people to witness the king enjoy the first sip of a traditional Marula fruit drink. Let's get more details on this from our reporter Ntando, Mnyandu. Ntando, looks like a lot happening culturally. What can we expect from proceedings today?
Hugo, thank you very much. You would know that when events such as this, take place, it can never be an event without meat, and that is fried meat. As you can see, earlier on we showed you during our crossing that, there were a number of cows that have been presented to His Majesty King Misizulu KwaZulu as a gift, which will be, used for meat and for food. You would see that regiments and Amabuto are currently busy, frying that meat. That is but one part of the festivities currently taking place here in the Umkhosi Wamaganu. What I can tell you is that people have already started trickling in bit by bit ahead of, His Majesty King Misizulu KwaZulu much anticipated first sip to the Marula drink, signaling the harvesting season for that special drink. But this event, attracts a lot of guests from the country and from our neighboring countries. As we are speaking to one of the guests from Swaziland, uSisinelisiwe Mavuso, siyabingelela siswami, yini nenza nize kulomkhosi nisuka le eSwatini?
Umkhosi Wamaganu vele la ekhaya sawuqala nje kusukela kusenemphane enkosi. Umkhosi Wamaganu uyasita ekwakheni bomake, ukuthi sibomake sibe munye, sifundisane ukuthi nawo umake uphatha kanjani, nalokuhlangana ke sibe imbumba satane nje sibomake ukuthi asibi nale crash ukuthi laba base-South Africa laba bakangwane sekwentele khona lokho nje sibe nomkhosi Wamaganu. So vele wonke umsebenzi walakhaya udele wenziwako singekho thina sibakangwane.
Yini singalindele ukuyibona namhlanje eqhakambisa ukuzwana phakathi kwelaseSwatini nalapha eNingizimu Afrika, ikakhulukazi isizwe samaZulu nesizwe saseSwatini?
Namhla ke awuvele sisinze ngebelithole siphethe eMaganu laqhamuka eSwatini sizoyethula enkosini yethu nathi uKing Misizulu ngoba sokuba inkosi yethu nathi singemaswati. Konke lokho dimfothe sesitende ngale njabulo yekuthi lana siphatheka kahle nasifike lakhaya.
Kubaluleke ngani ukuletha isivuno samaganu nizosinikeza inkosi niomama?
Ngoba lokuba ngilembumba singilamaswati lokuthi vele siyimbumba silangene kude umuntu otawukhona ngene emkhathini wethu. Nalokuthi sitothotetela nathi lokunye lokwentiwa kongala kaZulu nathi sihambe siyokwenda ekhaya nathi sibaniketele sikwenda kangwane babuye batokwenda nabo ngalana sibe bantu banye vele.
Siyabonga kakhulu siswami.
Siyabonga ke baba.
That is Nelisiwe Mavuso. As you can see, Hugo, they are clad in their cultural colors as she dances, and walking into that hut. As we walk with my colleague Gift Nkosi, what I can tell you is that, logistical arrangements have already been made. You would soon see that there are quite a number of my kids that have been pitched, up in this palace, which is called Maktobeni Palace. You would see that the safety is not compromised. As you will see, men in blue. There are also paramedics, for that, first aid assistance should it be required. So any minute from now, we are expecting that more guests will start, trickling in and filling up the Maktobeni Royal Palace ahead of the much anticipated start of this festivity. As I hear, would say Imvunga, the sound of Amabuto singing on the other side, you would see that guests are already trickling in, walking in. So we are about to witness the first sip by His Majesty King Misizulu KwaZulu. You would know that Marula fruit, they are not planted as such. They are part of indigenous fruits that are found in the wild, but there is a lot of beneficiation that is done, coming from those fruits. As you would know that there is Marula cream, which is a famous, cognac or alcoholic beverage drink, and there is also, a jam that is produced by women in this area. We'll touch base with those people as the day progresses, Hugo.
Ntando, you obviously have a glorious day out in KZN for this magnificent occasion. You've also indicated that there are some guests that have come out from as far as Eswatini. Now, let's talk about other individuals that will be participating in this event and what we can expect from the proceedings today. Is it open to anyone to attend, or is it by special invitation?
Hugo, it's open to anyone to attend, primarily from KwaZulu Natal, South Africa, and the country over. As you correctly mentioned, that we've got guests coming from as far as Mozambique and Swaziland, to name but a few. But other prominent, people that we are expecting here as the traditional Prime Minister to the Zulu Nation and monarch, Reverend Thulasizwe Buthelezi, who will be accompanying His Majesty, during these festivities. We are expecting some government officials. As you would know, that the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, is part of these festivities. The Department of Economic Development and Environmental Affairs is also part of these festivities. So we are expecting to see some government officials. We're expecting to see a lot of Umkhosi. We have spotted quite a number of other, prominent figures in the Zulu royal family, and as we've also cited the praise singer Ubabubuze Jenny Mdleje, who's also amongst other guests that are here. So it will be a festival that attracts people from across the spectrum and cultural divide, as they come to celebrate this annual event that started back in 1995. Hugo.